Good evening, everybody. This is Denitza Rave with Ray Financial Services. Today's broadcast, I am actually going to be discussing how to report your cryptocurrency at tax time. It's this is going to be pretty brief. It's not going to be long and in depth, but it should be pretty informative for you. I also have some slides that or screens that I will be sharing with you. So let's go ahead and get into it. So there's 5 fundamental steps to do to report your cryptocurrency during tax time. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go through the 5 steps. The first step is you need to calculate your crypto gains and losses. Okay, so basically every time you either sell or you trade or you swap, etc., your digital currency, you experience what's called a taxable event. Okay, so this is when you realize what your capital gains or losses are, and what you'll have to do is you're going to have to find that difference between the assets value at the time of disposal, so at the time that you got rid of it or sold it off, and the cost basis. Okay. The cost basis, that is the amount that you purchased or whatever the cryptocurrency or digital currency for. Okay. You're also going to include in that your any transaction fees that you were charged, any broker fees, etc. And just for a quick example, it's going to be short and abbreviated. So we're going to use Joe as an example. Okay. So Joe buys one BTC or Bitcoin for 40 grand. Okay. $40,000. And these are going to be very easy numbers for the sake of math. And the BTC value increases to $45,000. Okay, so yay, he's excited because it is Bitcoin. He earned money, right? Or digital currency. So what he will do is, and he wants to sell it. So he sells his BTC for 40,000 K, 40,000. So he will report that capital gain that he made of $5,000. Okay, so do you see that? It's very brief. There's a lot more that goes into it, but basically that is kind of like the meat and potatoes, the highlights of it. So you're going to make sure that you keep track of all of your losses, of all of your gains, because if doing so, it may greatly reduce your tax liability, for your current tax year or in future tax years. Okay. So that's step one. That's the first fundamental step to do to report cryptocurrency at tax time. The second step is to complete IRS Form 8949. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and show you. I'm going to see if my StreamYard will allow me to screen share this. I'm going to show you the Form 8949 where you report your gains and losses. Okay. So let me see here. Let me go to share screen. Share screen. Okay, so here we go. So this is form, and I hope you guys can see it, 8949. Okay, this is your sales and other dispositions of capital assets. Okay, so this is a form that you're going to report all of your capital gains and losses. So even if you had other investments that were not crypto related, you would go ahead and list them here. Okay. So it would be reported on this form. Each and every sale that you have will be reported on this form 8949. Okay, each sale will also be reported. So there's going to be 3 sections you're going to see for short-term trades. You're going to see A, B, or C. Okay, so right here, oops, let me see, make sure it's sharing right. Okay, so right here, you will see A, B, and C. Okay, and this is in part 1. So part A is short-term transactions reported on what's called a 1099-B, showing basis that was reported to the IRS. Okay, and then you have B option, which is same thing, 1099-B, showing basis that wasn't reported to the IRS, or you have option C, which is short-term transactions not reported to you on Form 1099-B. Okay, so generally you're going to end up selecting option C here. Okay, so you will select C generally, because in general, exchanges usually don't have anything to prove crypto. Like they don't have like a specific, at least not yet, they don't have a specific 1099 form. Okay. So then you're going to detail and organize your transactions. So you'll see here, you'll see A in part 1 here, you'll see A, B, C, D, E, F, all the way through H. So you're going to list the description of your property, shares, share name, whatever, the date you acquired or the date you got the shares or the currency, the date you sold or disposed of, so month, day, and year, your proceeds, sales price, cost or other basis, which is how much, you paid for it. And then it just goes on. And then you'll just list all of the amounts, okay? Then you will go ahead and repeat the same steps to populate the information. If you're going to, if you have long-term in part 2, so if you have long-term trades, so that's over a year, okay, 1 year or more, you're going to do the same exact thing. You'll choose either D, E, or F, and you're going to go ahead and list everything. So let me go ahead and stop sharing that screen. There you go. So that was the form 8949. I hope that was helpful to kind of put into perspective what I'm talking about. So that was step 2. Okay, so that was the second fundamental step to reporting cryptocurrency at tax time. So now we're moving on to number 3. So you're going to include that form that we just went over, the 8949, with your Schedule D form. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and screen share that one right now so you can see what that looks like. So this is Schedule D, your capital gains and losses. Okay, so this will report your overall capital gains and losses. You're going to list your totals for both short-term and long-term. Okay, and they're going to be listed separately as they have different cryptocurrency rates. So it's not vanilla. It's not all the same. It's a mix, okay? And so this is the Schedule D that you would go ahead and report that on. Okay, and again, I'm not going to go into too much detail because this is just meant to be a brief training for you guys. Okay, let me go ahead and stop screen sharing that one. So that was step 3 of reporting cryptocurrency at tax time. Now we're moving on to step 4. You're going to report your crypto income. So this is going to be ordinary income on your 1040 form. So your basic 1040 that you have. It's going to go on the Schedule 1 form. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the 1040 just so you guys can see that. Most of you will know what a 1040 is, but I just like to be kind of thorough and make sure everybody knows. Okay, share. So this is your IRS form 1040. Okay, this is 2022. So right here, you're going to see digital assets on the first page. It's going to say at any time during 2022, did you A, receive as reward, award, or payment for property or services, or B, sell, exchange, gift, or otherwise dispose of a digital asset or a financial interest in a digital asset. So here you would check mark yes if you did or no if you don't. This is something kind of new. The IRS has had it on the 1040 for like the last few years, but now it actually has its own little, well, its own bigger space from what it was, digital assets. Okay, so that's kind of a change from last year. So this is the 1040. Okay, and let us go to the 1040 Schedule 1 because this is what you're going to be completing. Okay, I'm getting the hang of this screen share. I am not the most technically inclined person out there. Okay, so Schedule 1, Form 1040, you see that here in the upper left-hand side. So additional income and adjustments to income. Okay, so this is where you're going to report that crypto income, and that includes any crypto mining, crypto staking, airdrops, hard forks, crypto lending interest, you name it, it goes there. Okay, so you will be reporting the total crypto income received personally, meaning not as a self-employed person. Okay, on your Form 1040, Schedule 1, additional income and adjustments. And it's going to be on line 8 right here where it says other income. You see that? And then it'll be right here. This is where you would put it. And then from here, it actually feeds into the 1040 form. Okay, if you have crypto tax software, if you're doing this on your own, it will calculate that total, okay, from your transaction history. So that way you know how much income to actually report on the 1040 Schedule 1. And let me show you on the 1040 exactly where you'll see that. Let me just stop screen sharing here. Bring up the 1040. Oops. Click on it here, not there. Okay, here we go. And then you'll see it here. So it'll feed from your Schedule 1 over here to the front page of your 1040. Okay, so that's where you will end up seeing that after putting it on your Schedule 1 form. Okay, so that's it for that. So now if you're self-employed, okay, many crypto miners are actually considered self-employed. So if you are self-employed in crypto mining or what have you, then you will need to put that income on Schedule C, and you're going to have to pay that cryptocurrency tax, self-employment tax, okay? The tax, it accounts for your Social Security taxes and your Medicare taxes that are usually paid by your employer in your W-2 earnings, okay, from your withholdings. But if you're self-employed, you don't have that, so you're paying it yourself, okay? Let's see, it's also possible to deduct the crypto mining expenses, like whatever equipment you're using, electric bills, because you're using electricity, so you can, adjust a portion of that. And then for that, you would use the form 8829. But first, let me show you the Schedule C form, and then I'll show you the 8829. Share screen. Schedule C, share. So this is the profit or loss form. This is Schedule C, okay? So you would have all this information filled out. If you were self-employed, you would answer these questions. And then right here would be your income, okay, on schedule one, and or I'm sorry, on line one, part one, income of the 1040 schedule C. Okay, and if you have any expenses, you would put it here. And any other expenses, you will go ahead and let me go ahead and take it off screen share. If you do need to write off like your home office deduction or whatever, because you are using equipment, electricity, all that good stuff, then you would go to form 8829. And this form is called expenses for business use of your home. So you would be filling out part one, okay? You fill out line one, okay? That is for daycare, storage, or inventory, okay? So you would just go ahead and enter the information here, your square foot of your home, total area that you use for, and then the square foot that you use for your home office. And then you would put the square foot of your total home. And then your software will work out the percentage of you can write off for the home office deduction. And then that will also hold true for the like electricity that you're using that you're going to write off if you want to. Okay. But again, that's a whole nother training. That's a whole nother level. So I'm not even going to go there on that one. So that was step 4. Okay. That was the fourth fundamental step. I can never say that word right. I think because it's late. On reporting cryptocurrency at tax time. Okay. So finally we made it. You made it. 16 minutes. Not bad. Step 5 is complete your return. Okay. So you've now completed your cryptocurrency tax reporting. Of course, it may not be as easy as what I just made it seem. It's very much detailed, but I just wanted to give you a gist of what it was, just for your quick little education, because I love to educate and teach people. So yeah, so now after you've done all of that, steps 1 through 3, step 5 is completing your return. You've now completed your cryptocurrency tax reporting. Once you complete the rest of your taxes, your crypto tax accountant or your knowledgeable, your tax preparer, tax professional, if they're knowledgeable in cryptocurrency, will be ready to file your income tax for you, unless you do it yourself. And you'll pay your taxes. So that's it. Those are the 5 fundamental steps to reporting cryptocurrency at tax time. I appreciate y'all hanging in there with me for about 18 minutes. Not too bad. If you need help with your tax returns, individual, business, if you need credit help, if you need student loan help, definitely contact us here at Rave Financial Services. Okay, you can go ahead and send us an email. I'm going to go ahead and put my email or our email here, the info at ravefinancialservices.com. There we go. Okay, so that is the email for us. So again, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I know it is late, but for those of you who aren't up to see this, you guys will eventually see this probably come up on your feed. Feel free to follow me on Facebook, Rave Financial Services. I also have a free private face group, Facebook group, and it's credit, taxes, and financial services. Okay, so it's all things financial related pretty much. Okay. I do lives in there, I do trainings, I do promotions, lots of good stuff happens in that group. So you can also visit our website at ravefinancialservices.com. And you can also schedule an appointment through my online website through bookings. Okay. Again, thank you so much. I hope you all have a beautiful new year and a prosperous new year. And and follow me on YouTube, Ray Financial Services. Okay. I will see everybody later. Happy New Year.